Hello, people of everywhere. Oh, geez. I was hoping this video would be me riding the bike or something like that, but it has been taking longer than I originally thought and much more difficult as well. This video is just an update on the bike that is in question. We are hoping to get it done this week. It is the week, today is June the 18th. Hopefully by the end of the week have it finished. Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, I figured in this video we're just going to go over what the problems have been and some of the other reasons that it's just been taking a while. So the main thing is, obviously I don't do this for a living yet, so I have a regular job, and my cousin slash best friend in the world who's been helping me and is much better at this stuff than I am, he also has a full-time business and stuff and everything that he does, and he does a lot. Yeah, we both are working with what time we have in the afternoons, and things are also just more complicated. My cousin even has experience working with engines and stuff, and he said this is like the most complicated thing. Like, it's not a big engine, it's not super complex, but it's just the layout. The way the layout of the engine is makes it really awkward to work on. I've seen the one person I've seen done this build, which I'll link his video because he does a pretty good job of going through things. He kind of misses some stuff here and there, and I'm not saying we're going to be perfect at, we're not professional at this, right? But we'll try and mention the places where we've struggled. But essentially, this guy did it by himself, and I don't know how he did that by himself. Maybe he didn't, and he just didn't mention that he had someone help him, because he never says how he gets. So I'll just say the thing we've been struggling with, and this is the original block. We have everything kind of ready to go in there, but so essentially the hardest thing that we've been struggling with is the piston. So the piston rings, they come pre-gapped and everything in the kit, but you still need to make sure they're positioned correctly. So you need to, and the bottom ring here is the most difficult because there's 3 pieces to it. Then this ring, and then the 2 top rings. So it's just, yeah. So the hard part is getting, because you have to take the pistons come in the block packaged, right? But you have to take them out, and then you have to make sure these are rotated in the correct places, each of them, including the 3 at the bottom that are together. You have to keep them separate when you rotate them, and they have to all be in the right place. There's manuals and stuff for that. And essentially this has just been the most difficult part, is you need to buy a kit to compress this and get the pistons back in. The other difficult part, right, is you get the piston back in. Don't worry about that, that's just there. So when these are inside, right, they're inside, you need to have them stick out enough to where you can see this, so you can put the rod, so that you can attach to the rods, right? The thing that's hard is I have to stand, because he has the most experience with this, I have to stand and hold this while sitting on the bike. I have to hold it, right? And he has to try and attach the rods into the pistons while the piston is up in here. The problem is if the crank rotates at all, and we're trying everything we can, but the pistons will, if we're not careful, the pistons will slip and the piston rings will uncompress, right? So then we have to take it back out, do the whole process again, and you can't just, because the timing chain's going through here, so you can't just take this out, re-put it in. No, we're redoing everything in here while I'm still holding this where it needs to be, because we can't just take it in and out. Because the timing chain needs to keep some tension on it because it's on a gear down below, and all the while we can't let anything fall down into the crankcase. So it's a whole it's very awkward, very strange, and might be worth having someone do it for you professionally, to be honest. But we want to do this for a living. We want to build engines, build race cars, and preferably I want to race them. I don't want to have to do all the building myself, but it's good to learn. So this is difficult, and it's a weird, awkward thing to do. Almost, yeah, it would be nice to take the whole engine out of the bike, take everything apart, and just like have things, yeah, anyway. Doing what we can with what we have. Yep, so that's been fun. Plus there's two pistons, right? So we're trying to do one side and the other side, and then if you accidentally pull too hard, or like, it's just so easy for these to slip out the bottom, and then you have to disconnect it. And you have these circlips that go in here that you have to take out to get the bearing out. Like, it's crazy. And then all of this is causing wear and tear in the parts, so we're hoping that we don't compromise anything. It's like a lot of money, and I'm not the rich man right now, so who knows? You know, it's part of the game, I guess. All that being said, we plan on moving forward and getting it done. Alright? We still want to do this. We want to make it happen. And after the engine's done, and it will get done one way or another, we need to upgrade the brakes, the master cylinder, the suspension. The suspension, even without anything else, needs an upgrade because I'm big, and if I wear a backpack to work with my water in it and all this stuff, I am bottoming it. Like, it is unsafe to ride, literally. Yeah, the suspension needs upgraded, the brakes will need upgraded. The brakes will probably be okay if I just switched out for better pads for a little bit, but the brakes I would like to upgrade the brakes, especially if I'm doubling the power. And the tires, it's a whole thing. But I like to think I'm responsible enough that, oh yeah, the clutch needs upgraded, which we have the clutch here to do that, but I keep forgetting about it because the engine's such a difficult thing already. The clutch doesn't look like it's going to be that difficult though. Just positioning everything in the right spot, in the right layers. So I'm honestly looking forward to the engine not being an issue and just doing, like, the clutch I could probably do myself, the upgrade. But the engine is a beast of a thing to do. If you didn't know, you need to get all new head bolts if you're doing something like this, and that's something to look into. Hitchcock has all of the parts you need. New head bolts, and then you have to torque them down in a specific diagram. Just have to bear with me, I'm new to this. There is a wasp here now, of course. Mother flipper. Yeah, you better leave. It might sting me, but you ain't gonna make it out of that one. Anyway, where are my head bolts anyways? I can't wait to one day have a proper shop. Proper shop with people to do the building for me, and then I can just go drive it like crazy. Anyway, need new head bolts, and apparently the amount of force it takes to, I'm trying to think what it's called. You have to turn the bolt in a certain amount of degrees on top of what you have already torqued it at. So, and I've heard that people are like kind of shocked at how much force it takes, which is scary because if you break the head bolt off down in there, that's a nightmare. So be praying that that doesn't happen. I know I will be. And also that nothing falls down in the crankcase. So basically, that's what has been going on. I'm working on merch for this build. I think is pretty cool. Yeah, because they don't make, you have to do this yourself. They don't make stuff for this. Yeah, also, some of you might know this from social media, but basically I had a 2019 Toyota Camry, and it was good for me to experience that, and I had a car payment on it and everything, which was just eating me alive. And finally I was like, I gotta get rid of this thing. So it wasn't the best timing, but it was also good for me in other ways, I think. So this is being worked on, and not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, I took the car, me and my cousin went to Carvana, and I got my car out of here, out of my life. And hopefully everything went smoothly for them, and I don't have a car payment anymore. So I'll be saving a good chunk of change now. The problem is I don't have a mode of transportation. Work is about 4.5 miles away, so I've been running to work. Yeah, that's been fun. I've been looking into getting like a high-powered scooter, but ideally I'd like to get another like bike, a motorcycle, or a cool project car. If I'm gonna get another just daily driver, just to have a car, I want either first or second gen CRV. Those are like the perfect car, literally ever. I don't know. I want one of those so bad. If I can get a stick shift one, we might be doing a rally car build or something. I think I'm crazy, but I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty sick. There's a lot I want to do. This channel is not just about this bike, like I've said before, but this is a cool, awesome start to it. Everything. Hopefully I'll be getting another mode of transportation here soon, especially if I can't get this thing up and running for the next week or two. And hopefully it's a fun vehicle. A CRV I would consider a fun vehicle. I've always wanted to have one. Or a truck. If I could get a diesel truck, that would be a lot of fun. Haul around race cars. Thank you everyone for the support. Followers are still trickling in on Instagram. It's insane. From a couple of the different videos, and it's wild. Hopefully before long I can just do this full time. You know, that would be the dream. Just do a bunch of cool different projects, start racing anything and everything, driving anything and everything, airplanes. I want to get my pilot's license. Like, who knows? I don't know where this is going, okay? I just have ideas, dreams, and visions of it, and Lord willing, we're gonna get there. So, buckle up. We're going for a ride. Alright, thanks again everyone. We'll see you around. Alright everybody, I come bearing news. I said that we would work on the bike Thursday, but that ended up not working out. We had a storm Thursday evening, which wasn't why we couldn't work on the bike, but we had a storm Thursday evening, which led to the bakery I work at not having power today, so we were going to work on the bike today. And we were well on our way, just getting started, and we were trying something, and the gasket got torn in half. So that stopped us in our tracks because we need a new gasket. So I had to order a gasket, which is done, and Hitchcock's has been delivering much faster than they say most of the time. So that's good. Obviously, we have to wait until the gasket comes in, and yeah, I appreciate everyone's patience. This has been taking much longer than I definitely would have wanted it to take. I mean, I don't have a vehicle right now, as I've said before, so this, hopefully it happens soon, but I'm at the point where I don't want to rush it because we just need to get it done right. And I want to thank Chris. I've been talking with him. They want to do a build like this too at some point, and he has been in contact with Revelry Racing. So basically, they've been helping me out with like techniques and the right way to do it, and we were kind of on the right track. It's a difficult thing to do. Yeah, thanks again for everyone's patience. Thank you everyone for your help. Thank you, Chris, and yeah, hopefully this gets done within, I'm not even gonna say when, because I don't know, but soon, hopefully. And yeah, stick around, it's gonna happen. It will happen, one way or another. All right, we'll see y'all soon.